Hey, what's up? I hope you're doing well, though if not, just know that I'm sending well wishes your way. Today is a little bit of a different video because you can actually hear me talking, which is weird, I know, especially considering how this channel only has faceless speed paints with no commentary that are like 28 minutes long for some godforsaken reason. To be honest, I still don't know how to really feel about the whole thing. I've tried recording this voiceover like more than 10 times and I still can't quite get the hang of it, but it's a work in progress. It's gonna get better if I do it enough times, so I'm deluding myself into thinking it's going to be fine. Anyway, today I've decided that I'm going to talk about one of my original characters and give a little overview on their backstory and a little bit about their design, though as a disclaimer, I'm self-taught, so I don't have any formal training in character design or anything. Please keep that in mind when moving forward. So, about Theo. Theo is sort of my channel mascot. I made him in I think 2021, if my Instagram account is to be believed. Her initial design, which you can see in these two pictures, was actually derived from a pic crew by, I think it's pronounced Dexitors. This is my cue to actually, if you don't have your closed captioning or subtitles on, you should turn them on because I'm going to be using a lot of words here that don't sound like English. And if you want to actually understand whatever the hell I'm saying, you would benefit from having the closed captions on just as a precaution, even if you think you can hear me properly. So just a heads up. So this pic crew by Dexitors that I was tagged in was something that I really enjoyed doing it. I was really happy with the results of that particular pic crew, enough that I actually made Theo the mascot from my old website as well. Like, you would open up the home screen and just be greeted by the image of Theo and their grayscale champagne welcoming you or something. I actually refuse to go back and confirm this because I don't want to see what my old website actually looks like, but maybe in another video I'll try exploring that. I'm pretty sure I still have it up, I never took it down, it's still there. So I retained some aspects of that original design, like the pinstriped shirt and the horns. However, I've decided to make him look more sheep-like, in part because terribly sheepish. Get it? Anyway, so he now has the curly wool-like hair and curled ram horns, plus the horizontal pupils and the digitigrade legs with the golden hooves at the end. Fun fact, Theo's eyes being yellow and red is just for fun. I drew her once in one of my old journals, and for some reason that I can't remember anymore, I decided to make her sclera yellow and her irises red. I think it had something to do with what brush pens I had on hand, and also I wanted to break apart the sea of grays with a pop of color, and red just seemed like the best kind of color to insert into what's otherwise a monochrome palette. So this isn't related to the voiceover in any way, but the dogs outside are going really wild. I've been waiting for like 5 minutes to see if they're gonna calm down, because I'm using the mic on my phone and it's picking up everything. So if you can hear dogs yowling in the background or cats, so the dogs are outside of the house and the cats are inside of the house. So if you hear pet noises, my apologies, I can't do anything about it. I'm recording in my dining room and I don't have a dedicated recording space, so there's that. So Theo's story has always been that they were obsessed with overworld culture. Like, think about Ariel, Little Mermaid levels of fixated. Canonically, Theo is an underworlder. He lives in Nethervane, the lower realm, which exists underneath Maraluna, the middle realm. They've had several opportunities to visit the overworld, mostly on business and for educational purposes, but for the most part, they spend their days in Nethervane. Her love for the overworld began with books. As a child, he had spent copious hours holed up in his grandmother's study, consuming books of all kinds, and especially overworld fairy tale books. He grew up reading them over and over again, developing a love for a world full of green grass and blue skies and sunshine. He's so keen on Maraluna culture that his side hustle as a young adult is that he actually keeps a conservatory full of things from the underworld, like films and books and pictures. They're kind of a curator of sorts, and their collection is open to anyone who's interested in learning about overworld culture, whether that's natives from Nethervane, who are collectively known as Netherseen, or overworlders themselves just looking for good sources for their research or their thesis. Theo has a day job though. During the weekdays, he serves as the junior successor to the big word incoming Sientha Nawana, which is the educational guild that monitors and manages the educational sector of Nethervane. He's a member of the board, though following the departure of his older brother, he's since gone on to serve as the de facto guild master, even though he technically can't claim that title until he's 28. To try and keep herself sane throughout her tenure, she's taken to just focusing on the upkeep of the Lyceum, the preeminent university in Nethervane. He's really passionate about maintaining the liberal arts department in particular, which has seen a decline in previous years before they took on the job. I made an alternate outfit for when Theo works in the office, which consists of a light-colored blouse, a pinstripe skirt because the pinstripes are kind of Theo's thing at this point, and a red colored capelet with a gold fringe. Red is a sacred color in Nethervane, and only the nobility or the masters of the different houses of the Ariestos are permitted to wear the color for official purposes. Though casually it is permitted to wear this now in the modern age, so it wouldn't be weird to come across someone walking down the street wearing an article of clothing in red. Oh, hello baby. That's my cat. I don't know if you can hear him, but one of my cats just came around to sit on my lap. So the red in Theo's capelet. Oh, baby! Yes, baby! So the red in Theo's capelet signifies his position as the current guildmaster for the Sientha, and while gold isn't quite as precious a metal in the lower realm as it is in the middle realm, it is Theo's favorite element, so they like to integrate it in different elements on their person. Like the golden earrings, the golden clasps of their suspenders, yes baby, the golden handle of their cane, and so on. Speaking of her cane, another fun fact about Theo is that the right ankle is permanently injured from a playground accident when he was a child. It can't take too much weight without hurting, leading to a bad limp that they manage by using a walking cane to get around. The dogs are going at it again. I don't know if I have it in me to wait for them to stop. I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes, but if not, I'm just gonna record this outro and you're just gonna have to deal with the dogs going off in the background. So I'm gonna call it there. I could go into more detail rather. If you can't tell, I've gone off script, so I'm just kind of spitballing my thoughts right about now. So I could go into more detail about certain parts of Theo's lore, like the Sientha Nawana and what it actually stands for, how it was founded, and the significance of the Lyceum, which will appear in other stories later down the line. I have another OC who actually studies there on an exchange student program. If you're interested in that, I'll cover it at some point because they're one of the protagonists. But I've decided to leave that for other videos or for other future videos, because dropping entire chunks of lore on you doesn't seem like the right decision to make, because I've already droned on for a long time, and I don't want to so to speak, I don't want to overload you with information that you probably won't be able to understand. But some other facts about Theo before I go. Theo's real name is actually Tilian or Nawana. So Nawana is the name of the region where he comes from, and it's named after one of the founders of Nethervane. And the reason why his name is Nawana is because he's a progenitor. He's one of the descendants of the original founder, and that's the reason why he is a member of the Siantha Nawana. Another fun fact about them is that they go by any pronouns, so you might have noticed over the course of this video that I keep switching between pronouns, in particular she, he, they, and that's because Theo is androgynous and uses any pronouns. So if you get a little bit confused about that, that's why I don't dedicate a singular pronoun to them, because they use any. I'm still getting the hang of neopronouns, which is why I don't use them. But you can refer to Theo however way you want. They won't mind. They probably won't mind, because they're cool that way. So I have nothing much else to say about their backstory or their design other than the fact that their horns were really, really hard to draw. Like, I had to draw Theo like several different times over the course of making this video, and every single time I had to draw their horns, I had such a bloody hard time. I had such a fucking hard time. Not even just getting it to be symmetrical, but just getting the curves right so it looked like a natural curve. If there's two things that I have difficulty freehanding, it's curves and straight lines, which is a real shame because most drawings are made of curves and straight lines, especially this one with his horns and his cane. But I got the hang of it at one point. I cheated a little using the copy and paste tool. I would just draw one horn and then flip it and then and then shift the dimensions around so it fit into my sketch. I don't know if you could see it on the speed paint. I don't recall if I ever recorded part of that, but I did it for the later sketches of him. So that's it for Theo. I don't really have much to say other than look out for the next video. I don't know when it will be out. I'll try to post one video a week if my workload will manage it. I do have a day job as well, so I'm doing this on the side as a hobby, so I don't really have a schedule for when I'll be able to release these things. I'll try to get one within like a week of each other, especially since we're coming up on the Christmas holidays and I'm gonna have a bit of time off from work, so we'll see how that works out. So anyway, here are the finished pieces. This is Theo's character profile with their height and birth date and their affiliation, which is the Siantha Nawana. And here's their drawing and their work clothes. So thank you for joining me for today's video, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Bye!